What's good, y'all? She got fired for snitching on migrants, but karma hit back. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, cause that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. Shouts out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Let's see what it's hitting for.
The other day, I was talking to my mom, and she started complaining about something. I thought she was complaining about somebody at the store, or just whatever, mom's always complaining. And she started talking to me about the driving issue in California. And I'm like, driving issue? And she was like, yeah, these foreigners that's moving here, they can't drive at all. So I'm like,
What?
I had no idea what she was thinking about until I started really asking her, what do you mean foreigners? She's complaining about people making like rash decisions on the road, deeming it very dangerous for her to drive and other people on the road. And then I ended up finding this.
An illegal immigration driver's licensing scheme has been busted in Florida. The DMV workers were arrested for selling non-domicile CDL driver's license to illegal citizens. According to officials, over 1,000 licenses were sold to non-citizens with no training, testing, or vetting.
Now, even though we're in California,
Is that right?
This is the state of Florida. And this lady is talking about a scam or a scheme in which people were basically committing fraud to get CDL licenses to drive trucks. Now, just imagine the danger if a person gets a CDL with no training to drive a big rig
Thought he said
that's carrying
non-CDL.
all kinds of goods and services on a truck, and that person can't drive, and then that person,
Yeah, man. You're flat.
yeah, that's all bad, okay? That's thousands of dollars of money wasted, maybe even a load of millions of dollars, and then a lot of carnage, and then death and all kind of problems. It presents a huge safety hazard to the American public. And this is happening in Florida, and it was happening for a long time. Then I came across this particular situation.
How did it work? What was going on?
The undocumented workers would come into the office in groups. They would provide them either permits or driver's license illegally. So they were bypassed without even taking the test.
How much?
$200 a person.
Up to
That's
5
it.
times a day, she says.
Was this an everyday thing?
Almost, yes.
I first reported on the driver's license fraud investigation in April after getting my hands on one of the state's
Bitch
revocation.
was crying.
We learned the transportation cabinet sent more than 1,500 of them in 5 months, telling drivers their license was issued in air and must be returned or they could be criminally charged. At the time, state officials confirmed at least 2 terminations, and ongoing state and federal investigations focused on the NIA Center in West Louisville and the E-Town license branch. But they denied all of our records requests, withholding 2,300 documents on the fraud. Mormon's story fills in the blank.
Oh, because y'all
So
a
you
news
have
station.
this black woman that lives in Louisville, Kentucky, and she's describing a scam in which illegal immigrants or migrants are basically getting their driver's license without taking the test. But wait, there's more.
I found out it may have been going on for a couple of years before it was found out.
We're told it wasn't as simple as people getting state-issued driver's license or permits without taking a test. She says 2 of her colleagues at the NIA Center approached her with a business venture, asking if she wanted to get in on the scheme.
I was asked to
And now you
bring
telling
certain
it.
customers in, and they are brought in to me without signing in. And you would scan their documents as usual.
Documents made to look legitimate, like birth certificates and social security cards, according to the letter she wrote to the state. But a key to pulling off this scheme was making sure the required Homeland Security screening was never run.
I start getting these emails saying, are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you doing this?
And that's where it unraveled. She says those workers were using her login, a password she says her bosses made her share, as all workers at the driver's license branch did not have their own.
Her
Norman
bosses.
was training to be.
So this particular lady,
So they
she
scammed and
was the
used her account.
whistleblower on this. All right, and she was explaining to people about, listen, what's going on is wrong. I've heard that this scheme has been going on for at least 2 years. But at the same time, she was forced to share her password. Now, not only with people, but the management. What's happening is, as she's sharing her password, they find out about what's going on. And they link whatever orders are going on for these particular driver's licenses, and they link it to her. So she is terminated. And now she is out there trying to fight for her job back.
And don't know why.
She was the whistleblower.
Oh.
Now, when I read this, I was in shock. It's going all over the country.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Many people started commenting and had differences of opinion on it. This person goes, hey, she was right for exposing the corruption, especially because they were using her credentials to commit these crimes. And had she had not spoken up, she'd be the only one going out.
She didn't even say nothing. They try to get her in on it. And she said, nah, or whatever. And then they end up using her shit. The managers took her password and shit and ended up using her shit to put the blame on her. And then come to find out she's getting emails with questions like, hey, have you been doing this and doing that? And now she's getting fired. That's crazy.
Exactly how they were trying to frame her. Another person says she's a victim. Another person goes, I would have never shared my password. That's a red flag. I would have immediately reported those supervisors to upper management. Now, again, here is a really interesting point.
It's at her bosses.
If they asked for your password,
it's your boss.
Why did you give them the password? Okay,
it's
now,
your
let
boss.
me just say this. When you work for people...
But even still, like, my boss doesn't have my, like, ADP shit. I know that's, like, money, but, like, you know. So this is, like, her... Every day they log in, they have to log into their account to conduct the business. So they're using her account to do everything under her name.
Supervisors or upper management, you tend to trust them, okay? So if somebody
it's not like they're logging in for with her pay information and all that shit. That's different. So I could see why she wouldn't really think too much about giving that over, but especially the management. But
leader is saying, hey, listen, you should share your password with X, Y, and Z. You can see why certain people would do it. All right. That's one of the reasons why they would do it. I'm not trying to say that she shouldn't have done it, but of course, if you trust your supervisor and they have the best interest, it's easy to do that. This person goes, she was definitely the fall on person. Once they got caught, it was going to look like she was doing it all on their own.
Yeah.
Other person goes, made her share her password. No way I do that. Hope she got a good attorney. This other person goes, I know this happens in Miami. People here drive like they never learned one rule except to stop and go. Now, again, I just talked about this earlier in the Florida clip, and this is the same thing that my mom was complaining about. Illegal citizens just driving, and God forbid they're driving.
Well, hell, who the hell getting paid $15 working in a DMV wouldn't take $200 a day per person? You know what I'm saying?
Who wouldn't? And she got the question, what was she doing? Is that what was being said towards the end before the video got cut short? Yes, that's what I believe. I believe that that's what they were doing.
Did I skip something, bro?
When she got blamed for it, and then also it was a way to punish her for being the whistleblower in the first place. She did the right thing. Everybody mad at her until they're affected by unlicensed drivers on the road who do car accidents till it's their child or family harm. Correct. Other person goes, when I worked at the police department in Washington, D.C., I reported my coworker because when people came in for police reports or police copies, she told them there's a file or charge and it's cash only. Keep in mind, all these items are free. Little did I know the higher ups were in on it too. I was promptly fired. Now, this is something that I figured out about the corporate world. Usually, not all, but usually, it is not uncommon that if people on the lower level are performing scams, that the people at the upper level know about it. It happens all the time, okay? Just because somebody is a higher tier or upper level manager, it does not mean that person is not breaking company protocol.
Facts.
Usually they are breaking company protocol.
Why
I've seen
wouldn't
it
you?
personally. All right. I don't want to mention the company, but I know of a huge company in which one of the top level guys was signing off
But the nigga ain't gonna say no name. What's your
On-
loyalty to them niggas? It must have been you.
almost everything the lower levels were doing. And what the lower levels were doing was so insane. And of course, he had a financial kickback for it too. And again, being an American and living in America, it's very difficult to see, that somebody in the DMV would just pass this on for a few $100s. Again, I live on the continent of Africa, and no shade to an African country, but if somebody were to tell me that a country in Africa had this problem going on, okay, it's a little bit more easier to believe. But like, this is happening in the United States.
Y'all can't believe this?
It's harder to believe because the penalties for doing this is so bad and you're watched forever. Unfortunately, we're still
is
dealing
true.
with people that have a short-term thinking and they don't have a problem with risking their career in doing stuff like this. So let me get back to the lady. Number one, the letting somebody share your password thing, it is bad. But then at the bigger picture is this. We all know there is a serious agenda in protecting, in certain parts of the world, illegal immigrants. All right? We know it happens. It's been happening for a while. You know, look at what's going on with Karen Bass and in DC and Chicago. Some of these people want these people to be there. Otherwise, it would not be there at all. But at the same time, I honestly believe we got to be smart. If you're going to whistle blow on something, you can't be giving out your passwords. All right. And I do believe that she's telling the truth, but it's just unbelievable to a point. You'd be like, wow, that this lady is the whistleblower, but all of these issues of illegal licenses are coming under her login. All right. And that's what makes it very weak, because people could say that, hey, well, listen, you're only doing this to save yourself. But again, you know, you're not really being honest. Ultimately, I do believe the lady. I do understand that those things can happen. But at the same time, we also got to remember that people want to protect migrants more than what they want to protect United States citizens. Okay. Not only are people coming in and taking the resources that Americans fight for, that Black Americans are fighting for, but they come in sometimes getting free food, free shelter. Now they're going to go ahead and get a license without having to work for it, or a CDL truck driving permit without having to work for it. Be completely legit and then cause nothing but problems.
Letting somebody get a fucking CDL. It's so many different things you have to go through as a CDL. Like, you have to pass DOT physicals. Like, it's a lot of loops. And I heard that the police be fucking with you when you a trucker and shit for no reason. You know, they always be wanting to give you tickets and shit. So just and for somebody to just give an illegal immigrant a CDL, bro, you give no fuck. You give no. I could see the driver's license, but a whole CDL to operate a fucking diesel truck, nigga. That's you give no fuck.
Problems
You
once
can't
they
give
get
no fuck.
onto the road. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy LCD Jackson back at
Hey man, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. That's crazy that's going on though, man. You know, and it doesn't necessarily surprise me. You know, who wouldn't making $15 an hour take $200 extra a day, like in cash? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who wouldn't, bro? You know, sure, a lot of y'all niggas watching this shit would do the same thing, bro. If all you gotta do is all you gotta do is log in with her shit and do it. Oh yeah, I bet. Oh yeah, I bet. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, bro. It's just not worth it to me, bro. Cause I know long term I'm really gonna be successful in life, bro. So like doing little shit like that is just a setback if I get caught up, bro. It's not worth it. You know, it's just taking time out of my life that I could have been progressing. You know, I don't even think like that no more, man. You know, back in 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, when I was them ages, literally, because I was born in 2000. Yeah, I might have done some shit like that. But I think long term and longevity, bro, You know, it's just not worth it, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think though, man. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you want to hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I'll get at y'all in the next one, and I'm gone. TYP tonight.